remember when they teased the script for Gremlins 3 being written for like years ago, and then I woke up like a couple days ago and saw a Mountain Dew Zero commercial starring Zach Galligan, the star of Gremlins, with an animatronic Gizmo, and they just disregard the rules entirely and feed him Mountain Dew Zero? Wasn't that fun?
Welcome to Paramecia Fancast.
I will say, if you want to hear more of my rant on that, it shouldn't be out yet. I mean, we'll retweet it when it's out. But I had the pleasure of being on the King of the What Now podcast, hosted by friends of the show, Joel and Kat and Joel. And we talked about Marineford, and it was fun. And then I used an alternate Twitter account to send their main Twitter account a question about how I felt about Gremlins 3, to which I gave an entire, I gave an entire tirade about how I was so mad that not only was Gremlins 3 a Mountain Dew Zero commercial, but in the commercial they completely disrespected the lore of Gremlins.
See, y'all, at least now you can know, safe and sound, that it's not me. It's John. It's John who does this. I am free of sin. Please, judge, jury.
I did say on when we were recording, I did say in the recording, I was like, I feel like I could talk about it here. I need to let you guys know how I feel about this, because I think I said exactly like, I've put France through enough. I was like, every time Magneto shows up in One Piece, and I have to point out that there's a GX12 5-pin aviation connector, it's unspoken, listeners, but I am given, either self-imposed or by Franz, a sort of quota of ridiculous things that I'm allowed to just say and just do.
It's literally like the hour-ish limit that we have. Because if it weren't for that, like, legitimately, Lord fucking knows. Like,
who knows?
It is... I'm scared of the day that we are unlocked and unleashed.
Unlocked and unleashed. Oh, it's gonna be good.
Just, oh yeah, casual 3-hour episode. 2 hours of it, nothing about One Piece.
Yeah, we had talked about it with... Well, I talked about it with Kat and Joel, because Kat, after I went on my tirade about Gremlins, and mind you, I will retweet this on our podcast Twitter, but when that episode comes out, it is a legitimately good episode. Like, we get a lot of, good discussions about Marineford, but it's very apparent. They told me afterwards that, I know debatably too much about Gremlins. I really like that movie, and so I'm very disrespected that the third in the series turned out to be a Mountain Dew commercial.
John is a man with several talents, and it's something that we haven't brought up recently, but the deep cut no me is not unique to One Piece. John is very capable and very able of just reaching into the back of his mind and pulling out factoids from several things, including Gremlins.
Including Gremlins. Yeah. Gremlins is sick.
You've seen those diagrams of the brain where it's the front lobe and the hippocampus and the fucking medulla oblongata or whatever. Erase all of that. John's got his pineal gland, and then behind his pineal gland is the One Piece stuff, and then behind that is the Gremlin stuff, and then in the motion sector, the lizard brain area, what John has is fighting game frame data.
I have the internal frame data.
And an overwhelming amount of that would be Street Fighter Cross Tekken data.
I went so hard on Street Fighter. I love that game. I went so hard on that game. There's one summer that I had of my own doing, I had to take 3 summer classes in one summer semester. Because I was like, oh, well, I can space them out over the couple years I'll be in college. And then I didn't. And then they were like, oh, well, if you want to graduate, you have to take at least 9 credits over the summer. And I was like, oh, that's 3 classes because they're 3 each. And it's the summer before my last year. Shit.
That's really dumb that Florida requires that.
Yeah. So I stayed up there where I went to school, and I did all 3. And like at that point, like I didn't have like a summer job or anything, so I was just like, I would go to school during the week. I had like I think my classes were like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and like the rest of the days I just didn't have anything. So like I would literally just go to class, come back, grind Cross Tekken online for like hours on end, and then just rinse and repeat for all those days. And then like when CEO came around, the big Florida tournament for fighting games, when that came around, it was in Orlando, and I was like an hour away, so I was like, okay. So I just after class drove straight there to meet some friends, and then competed in Cross Tekken. I was like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
You almost got far. You were like top 32, right?
Yeah, I always mess up. I tied for like 25th place. So top 32 somewhere in that. I was like, I think I like just broke into top 32 and then lost immediately. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
all right, I did it.
I remember that was the case. You like lost against Flo, right?
Yeah, first round I lost against Flo, and it was like, oh, to this day I beat myself up over it, because it's like there was one interaction that like lost me the game, and I know like I hit the panic button and I did something just out of like what's the word? Like I wasn't thinking about it, I just did something out of like reflex, that like a bad habit that I was just like doing a lot, and instead of doing what I should have done, I did that, and I was like, no.
Damn. The sins of your past keep haunting you.
Yeah, the sins of my past.
Damn. This isn't a podcast where we walk through John's past and criticize absolutely every aspect of it. Could you imagine?
This is a historical fiction podcast. I won that match against Flo.
We're completely fucking changing it. Actually, John, if you had won against Flo, you would have made top 16.
Or I would have won against Flo and then lost to the other person like after him.
Maybe, because like if I remember from your bracket, the only like big name was Flo.
It was, yeah, I probably would have had to fight. Oh no, I wouldn't have had to fight him again at the end of that bracket.
Because you were in winners, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had won, you would have stayed in winners. Unless Flo came the fuck back from losers, you wouldn't have had to fight him again.
Yeah.
This is what baseball people do.
Yeah, is this what baseball people sound like? I just want to let everybody know, like I love fighting games. I find fighting games specifically, not all esports. Some esports I can watch, but look, if I'm watching motherfuckers play League and drag the screen around and click constantly, I'm like, that's not fun. Now, if I see Daigo baiting a mother effer into doing something, and then he flash kicks into super from half screen away and it connects, that's hype. But that all being said, I don't understand like hype about sports. So like, I like people will be like talking about like baseball and like, oh, this team got this trade and the percentages of this, and I'm just like, I'm unironically, and I mean this, like, I'm happy for you because you enjoy that. You enjoy that to your fullest, man. Because I don't understand anything of what you're saying right now.
So look, okay, I'm trans. I'm not a man. I'm extremely gay. Like, I'm not a sports person. Like that. Like all of those. Like, and I'm fat too. So like, all of these like things like. You know, your hamster wheel in your brain would tell you, oh, not a sports person. I love like meta analyses of sports. There's the Vox Media, their video game subsidiary, Polygon, the sister company to that, another subsidiary of Vox called Secret Base, does like runs the numbers and this and that. Their executive director, I think, or an executive producer, John Boyce, he is the reason why I understand how football points work. Because before, if it weren't for like the last 2 years of my life, just like really, really getting into Secret Base and like the stuff that they put out, I would not fucking understand, because American football makes no fucking sense. A really good example, if you look up, I don't think it was under the Secret Base moniker, but if you look up John Boyce Scorigami, you will see it was a Secret Base episode. Excellent. It's literally just like this Midwestern guy talking about how he has like a pet project where he really likes to see when the like there's like iterations of how like every single NFL score could ever happen. So like the first time someone beats a team 101 to 100. The first time that happens, that's called a scorigami, according to him. And he just documents these things. And like there's become a subculture of that on Twitter of like looking for scorigamis. And it's nuts. And so that's how I understand people liking sports. Not actually watching it. Because, like, John and I, we've been to, like, baseball games together. We just sit there, we yell, we eat shit, we get diarrhea, you know, the works. But numbers good.
The numbers, Mason, the numbers.
Anyways, we are Paramecia Fancast, a One Piece fancast where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is Franz.
My name is John, and oh boy, this chapter, this is
like it's been said on our Discord, but like this is literally like what, the third, fifth time that we're like forced to use the joke, Luffy's dead, One Piece over.
Yeah. Yeah, look, we've had people been like, oh, look, man, like don't overuse the joke of so and so's dead. But like, how can you read this chapter and not be like, well, well, damn, like they're actually dead.
Yeah, like it you know, and we'll talk about like how maybe some people can get out of this, or some people can show up again in some kind of way.
Yeah, we'll inhale the copium at the end of the episode, but
that's kind of what it is. It's really just copium. But it's not a bad chapter, but a lot of bad things happened, and it made me feel bad.
Yeah. I think it made like the entirety of Twitter just feel bad. I was like, oh no, I saw everybody on Twitter talking about it, specifically about what happens at the end, and I was like, oh no.
There's no way out of that one. Like,
yeah.
Well, in order to talk about it without like beating around the bush, let's go straight into it.
Yeah.
We're at chapter 1014, The Ham.
Yeah, I know we said we were just gonna get into it, but can we have this as our first talking point? Why on earth is the chapter called The Ham? Like, is this?
I don't understand, but
what
Stephen Paul elaborated on Twitter 14 hours ago. You may be wondering about the chapter title of this week's OP. It was named after the Japanese cover version of a song by French singer Charles Aznavour, Le Cabotin, The Ham. You can hear an English version of it sung by the man himself here. And like, okay, that explains the what, but not the why.
And this song does not fit what happened in this chapter at all.
So, dear listener, I would like you to pause go look at that tweet, listen to the supplied music, because we're listening to it right now. And I shit you not, thinking about this chapter, listening to this song, feels like the end of Evangelion movie, where everything's happening and Kamsusa Todd's just playing.
Hold on. Allow me to speedrun some of these lyrics real quick, because it's, I am only a ham. It is the way that I am. I was born just to play on a stage cold and bare. In a spotlight's great glare. It's my life. It's my way. I'm a ham, look at me. On a stage I am free. Every moment is mine. Give me time to prepare. Get an audience there, and my talent will shine. It will shine. Like, is this...
I don't know.
I don't know. I could get real meta and like, okay, maybe is it about Luffy? Or is it supposed to symbolize Luffy coming back? And like the stage being set? Because a couple chapters ago, I think last chapter or one... When Luffy got chucked off the thing, Kaido was pissed because he was like, God damn it, like I should have just killed you when I had the chance, because now everybody has hope. Like now they're going to believe that you can beat me. And so the only thing I can think of just from skimming over these lyrics is like, well, maybe it's about that. But
I cannot tell you. None of this computes.
Like if you had me listen to this song while reading the chapter,
I would have spit in your face.
It would just be worse. And I don't mean worse like quality wise. I mean worse as in like what the hell? Like what is like I would be mad. Like
no, like it's honestly I think it's worth a reread while listening to it.
I'm gonna do that after, but I also just got the thought of, Tite Kubo's page where it's blank and it says the heart.
What?
That page in Bleach where it's just blank and it's the heart. Just that, but turn the page, the ham.
The ham is what we've been subjected to.
Yeah.
Here we are. We live in a post-ham world now.
We live in a post-ham world. God. Oh, let's talk about this cover story because I thought it was funny. Reader request. Trafalgar Law puzzling over a riddle in front of a painted tiger screen by Takashi. And the riddle is capture the tiger on the screen. And Law's like scratching his head, and there's a tiger coming out of the painted tiger screen, like trying to grab like a piece of Law's dinner that's behind him or something.
Yeah, no, it looks kind of like Yogi Bear-ish.
Yeah, it's definitely keeping up with the Looney Tunes-esque nature of some of what's been going on in regards to like Big Mom and stuff. Like,
yeah,
this feels very Hanna-Barbera-ish. Like,
I love it. I really do.
Oh, so we start out. Onigashima's still flying, gurgling along as the as the onomatopoeias suggests. But Kaido is speaking. So you infused yourself with the color of the Supreme King, but your use of it was crude and clumsy. Gum. What was it again? And like Luffy is just falling off.
Dude.
And then like I would put money on it that nobody would have seen this coming. He's looking down as Luffy falls and splashes into the water, and he says, "You couldn't be Joy Boy either, it seems."
What a bomb to drop after literally dropping Luffy into the ocean. Like there's no like, oh, we saw him fly through the sky last chapter, and this chapter, no, he like kersplunks into the ocean. So that's a lot to process in one go. What silver linings? One thing to get hype about is that like Kaido doesn't like fully say the gum ability. So like, if Luffy has not died yet, we will get a like gum like new power.
Yeah.
But that's a big if, considering everything.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, do you think it's a like? Well, no, because he went gear. Did he go gear 4th against Kaido at any point? I can't remember now.
I think so. Yeah.
C-
Early when they like had just come up on the skull.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There was just a brief
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
Gear Fourth.
Okay. Then God, what? I mean, shit. I don't want to be that guy, but like, well, no, because it's gum. Because he doesn't call it Gum Year Fourth. It's just
Yeah.
those are separate. So shit. Did he maybe use like a? I don't know.
I'm not saying
Could
he's
it have
using a
been
new gear or anything.
Yeah, could it have been a new attack in Gear Fourth utilizing the Conquering Hockey?
Maybe what I'm considering is that it's probably an attack in no gear that's just like some new shit.
Oh, maybe.
Again, silver
yeah.
linings. This is
Yeah,
copium.
yeah. Yeah, as our main character plummets to his death, we inhale the sweet scent of copium.
At the same time, like the second Luffy's body goes underwater, there's like the little ring. Oh, Master Kaido, we found Momonosuke, and he says, "I'll be there at once." Oh, Bao Huang, yes sir. Announce the results to all of Onigashima, and fuck, dude, come on.
Yeah, come on, man. Like,
So soon too. Third floor castle.
Didn't he watch Black Panther? When Killmonger said that he killed T'Challa, and then T'Challa comes back. Like, you don't. Okay, continue.
That's how you bring back a main character.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
yeah.
So, third floor castle. I've spotted young Master Yamato. He's carrying Momonosuke. Something wrong though. Oh, his cuffs are gone. He's just fucking swinging everywhere, left and right. That's right, I'm not your prisoner anymore. I am Odin.
Just running through, no holds barred, just bashing these fucking beast pirates' faces in like a true unhinged gremlin. Like, finally he is free and he can wreak as much havoc as they deserve.
Oh god. I mean, they're getting their comeuppances, you know? The beast pirates finally. But the real shtick here, the real copium this chapter is in the next scene.
Yeah, we get Shinobu. Yes, as Momonosuke's flipping through the book. It would seem that I truly must not die, as he's reading Odin's journal. And she doesn't understand. She's like, what do you mean? Of course you mustn't die. And then immediately he's just like, ah! Like, holding his head, dropping the book. And he's like, what is that? Who is that? And then she's like, what? What is it now? So he's definitely hearing the voice of all things, just like on Zoe with Zunisha. But it's like, who are you hearing? Like, who could this be?
So, like, in just a moment, like Bao Huang and the Marys, they make an announcement, and my first idea was like, oh, like maybe it's like microphone feedback. Like, my brain was like, Bao Huang is a third eye tribe person because they have the voice of all things, and they, you know, Bao Huang uses it to fucking connect to the network of animals or something. But like, that wouldn't make sense as to why Momonosuke is now getting the headache, because though the Marys have spoken all together before.
Yeah. I have no idea, because he's definitely been in contact with the Marys when they were talking, because they saw that rat that was like talking, and then they like bashed it up, and they're like, oh, it's a robot. But like, I don't know. He's definitely hearing something, but it's just a matter of like, who or what is he hearing? My only thought is Zunisha, but I'm like, because Zunisha could be like, I mean, we saw Luffy like splash into the water, and there's a panel later where we see him like underwater, like bubbles coming out unconscious. So I don't know if maybe like Zunisha's gonna pick him up out of the water, or if somebody else is gonna find him. I mean, I think we talked about it before, but definitely, like, it would take a couple of days to get to Wano from wherever they are, like the Grand Fleet. But I feel like it was only like, how long was it? I think it's like been like a week, not even, since the the prison. It hasn't been that long
No,
in
not long at all.
the
no.
timeline. So I'm thinking that like when he got bashed up by Kaido and got sent to the prison, his Viver card was probably like, yo, your boy's
Going wild. Like, it's
your boy's in danger.
right.
And I could see all of the Grand Fleet being like, oh, okay, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go.
That would be an ideal scenario. But you had brought up that the last time we saw this was when Zunisha was speaking to Momonosuke, a being that is so big. It's literally like a guardian deity. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And this whole time, like, Luffy's been compared to a guardian deity of Wano, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Now, how does this factor in? I'm not entirely sure, but and like I'd like to say that whatever is hurting Momonosuke really bad right now by accident, I'm hoping that it will save Luffy, but we have no guarantee of that. Again, Copium.
Yeah, Copium. This whole chapter's Copium. Oh god. The other thing really quick I want to bring up is what Momonosuke reads, because he says, like, it would seem that I truly must not die. And just that being so close to what, like, being so soon after what Kaido said, like, you couldn't be Joy Boy either, it seems. It's like, is maybe, like, the one that they were waiting for, like, Momonosuke? Because he has the voice of all things, but he can talk to Zunisha. Like, he's the only one who can talk to Zunisha. There's been people online, but I know there's people on our Discord. I can't remember who said it, but somebody had brought up that maybe Momonosuke was Uranus. Like, maybe the other weapon that we don't know. Uranus is the god of the skies or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Or something like yeah. Because we know Poseidon is the god of the sea, and that's Shirahoshi, and she can speak to the Sea Kings. And so maybe, like, Zunisha can't fly, so never mind. But I'm just thinking, like, maybe Uranus is, like, the creatures of the land or whatever, and, like, that, you know.
Right, there might be something around like, that.
Yeah. But either way, I feel like this is just further setup for, or further confirmation that, like, yeah, that book, like, we have a character now who has read a second character who has read that entire book. So whenever this fight ends, we are in for the lore dump of the freaking century.
I don't know if we're gonna get like in front of the screen lore. I have no idea what could have possessed Momonosuke to be like, oh, I mustn't die. Like Doi, I shouldn't really die. Like, does he have to like go with Luffy to like does he believe that he has to go with Luffy to read the things? Because he knows Robin's there. So I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't know. It's Copium. I want our little dragon boy to somehow make it through this.
Here's hoping.
We continue on the performance floor, Skull Dome, and Chopper is like swinging around Queen in his Monster Point form as he has like candy arrows in his back. You could see some of the arrows close up, and they're really weird. They're drawn like the candy. They have the really weird shading. And you see all the people have arrows in their back. Like, serves you right, Queen, you backstabber. And then one of the guys is just like, ow! And Chopper's huffing and puffing, and Queen is like, after getting thrown around upside down, is like, oh, wahahaha, a guy who's winning wouldn't be panting like that raccoon dog. And Sparrow is just like, ooh, let's see how long he can hold out. I'm like, whose side are you on? I hate him.
Dude,
I really, Sparrow.
I hate that this man just keeps showing up. I want him to get deleted. Garfield is on his way. He's beelining, and I need him to die.
Oh God, no! But yeah, I need Garfield to absolutely maul him. Like, I need his other hand gone. No more of this candy BS.
Look, so many people are probably dead, Just put him on the list. Oda, you can make everything right. You can make everything right. You've done a crime against me, and you know what? Fuck you. Against the transgenders, this is a crime. You can make it all right, Oda. If you're listening to me, just kill Parasparrow.
Take his life, and then unlimited power.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Yeah, Chopper continues. He's like, damn it, nothing seems to hurt Queen. And I'm finally able to extend my monster time, and I already have less than 10 minutes left. And let me just say, we get a short flashback. I loved this. Look, problematic faves. I love Caesar Cloud. I love Gastino. He's such a dumbass.
He's really just like he's a fucking shitlord, because he's just giving him shit like, oh, just 3 minutes, bitch. Is basically what he said. And it's like, oh, you could improve it, you know, if you got all of this in your fucking juice, you could go up for 30 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you might die. There, as he says, sure, there are risks, but you're not a coward, are you?
Gaslighting Chopper. It's
getting under his skin. I love it.
You're not a pussy, are you?
Man.
Oh God.
The worst thing of it all is that, like, poor Chopper, he's like in the middle of this, getting fired on again. How does Queen have a laser beam? I don't fucking know. But he goes...
And is he sticking to the ceiling?
No, I think he's just on his back, because he got, like...
Oh, he's still where Chopper slammed him.
Yeah. But he does black coffee beam, just shoots it out, and this motherfucker is still shooting down Candy Arrow Rain. Like, motherfuck. And as all of this is happening, Bao Huan comes up, contacts the Marys, says Mary's diffusion mode. They all click on, and the announcement goes off. Announcement to all of Onigashima, the fight is over. Highest bounty on the enemy side, Straw Hat Luffy, has lost. And everyone's fucking, like, bent up about it. Like, Chopper's shoulders, like, getting, like, munched on by Queen. And Chopper's, like, having to process this.
Oh God, yeah, everyone's reaction to this is like, some people are like, yeah, no, good, nice try. But other people are like, like Marco, like all of them have a reaction. All of the Straw Hats have a reaction when they're hearing it, and their faces just scream to me like, yeah, right. Yeah, okay. I'm like, cool. Like, I think Chopper's the only one just because he's like the little, he's like the little
baby.
I guess, like, he's a little baby of the group, but he's like, Luffy, no! But Marco's like Straw Hat with like a ellipses, like just looking over. And Frankie's like, are you kidding? But he's like pissed off about it. And we don't get Jinbei's reaction, is just like he's fighting Who's Who in human form. And like the announcer's like, and now Straw Hat Luffy sinks to the bottom of the dark, cold sea. The Kozuki samurai and the pirate captain have both fallen. And they're like, Kinemon too? Who will be next? Can anyone else win?
And we get a short, slim panel of Luffy actively drowning. So, like...
Yeah, blub blub.
Oh, God. And they're like, Master Kaido will now descend and begin to clean up the stragglers. And he's just like, look at this mess you've made, Lin Lin, as he's flying down in dragon form. But heed closely, for Master Kaido will allow you to surrender. Only those who raise their arms in surrender and compliance will be spared their lives and allowed to serve as our followers. And, like, you see Law, like, pissed off. And then Big Mama's like, Mama, like, did you hear that? And a kid is just like, I care what happens to that idiot. But, like, dot. And I'm like, oh, you care. You emotionally distant bastard. You care. And Otama's crying, but, like Luffy and, Nami and Usopp are just kind of like, they're just kind of like staring off at like, oh crap.
Yeah, they're still on the run too.
Yeah.
probably the thing.
And Robin, Sanji, and Zoro, I think, are this week's like audience stand-ins. Because like Robin is just dead glare staring, like, yeah, okay. That's the vibe I get. And then Sanji and Zoro just screw that.
Dude, and like I can't wait to see sometime soon Zoro busts out of his fucking chrysalis, turn into a beautiful butterfly.
He multiplies.
Oh, it'll be perfect. I love it.
Like, big brain, what you just said is a metaphor, because hockey blooms in the heart of battle. And after suffering an intense thing like that, he will be stronger coming out of the cocoon. Galaxy brain, what you said is in fact complete fact, and he will come out with butterfly wings.
Dude,
move over, Rage.
Gundam 00, when it goes fucking like this is okay. You know what? I'm just gonna stop right there because I'd have to explain a few too many things. But there's Gundams out there that like they're fucking like hyper like psycho like we are the new way the new type energy, to use the like Gundam nomenclature.
Yeah.
When that shit pops off, some of them having wings, they're out here with wings and shit. That's what I want to see Zoro have. Fucking hockey butterfly wings ?
Like Choji, they're just gonna be like chakra butterfly wings.
Yes, thank you for landing my reference for me.
I have seen the Gundam double. I've seen the picture of the Gundam with the wings like that, and it does look sick as hell. But oh baby, well again, copium. It's because of what's about to happen in the next scenes and the end of the chapter.
It's just pain, because in the crawl space where Shinobu and Momonosuke were, here comes a sneaking little bastard, Kanjuro. And, the Marys they keep going, oh, you've lost this battle, the outcome is clear, Straw Hat Luffy's lost, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, doesn't matter. But Kiku and Kinemon are trying to attend to Momonosuke, seeing if they figure that out. But Shinobu realizes what's really going on, because she goes straight up to the Mary that has like seen them out, that has been like announcing this to them, but has also been like observing them the whole time. And she says, "Oh, one of the Marys. If it's here, that's bad, right, Lord Momonosuke?" And then we get the zoom in on like Momonosuke still just having his head hurt. But the thing is, like, he's trying to tell Kinemon something. He's trying to.
He's specifically, he says, Kinemon, we must tell everyone. And it's like, is it what he read in the book, or is it whatever screaming at him is saying to him?
Honestly, who knows? It could be either of that, or it could be something about Luffy, something about who fucking knows, dude.
Oh God, yeah, I love Stephen Paul, because I think it was him on Twitter. He just tweeted this panel. It said, "When there's a frog over there," and then it's Shinobu. There's a frog over there. Like, that was the whole tweet, and I read it and I was like, man, that's good. And then I remembered what happens directly after that, and I was like, man, I'm sad now.
What a grade A shit post. Like,
so good.
Thank you.
Speaking of shit posts, hey Momonosuke, I'm so glad to see you again. Not fucking Kanjuro is Lord Odin again. Like, oh, and it's you too, Shinobu? Like, nice to see you. And Kiku's face, like, the shading over her eyes, just, like, pissed. And Momonosuke's like, father? And Kinemon's like, you must not watch. And he covers his eyes, and Kiku, like, charges straight at him.
Oh, man.
And they're like, get back, Shinobu, it's an imposter. Not once, but twice you show us these mocking lies. And he's like, why are you so angry? It's me. After what you did to Ashura, I don't blame you for going soft. He was our friend, as she remembers what Ashura said. And she's remembering, like, how she couldn't do it the first time. Stop, Kiku, what are you doing? And then Kiku's like, don't use his body to call this one's name, Kanjuro. She's like, is this some sort of joke? I'm the man that took you and Izo in. And then she remembers, like, don't you have any parents? And it's both her and Izo. And you can see, like, her sword shake in the air.
Tears
like,
coming out, too.
And then you get to the bottom of the page, and she is, like, sword just straight through her gut. And he's like, could you really cut me down? Oh, God.
Dude, at least Oda has done us this one, because Kiku gets impaled straight through the chest. Everyone's kind of shocked about it, and she thinks to herself, Master Keen, this one cannot do it. And Kanjuro reveals himself at this point. It's only fair. The wound you already gave me will prove fatal, Kiku. And she drops down because that's about it, you know?
Yeah.
And Kinemon goes to hold her, like, in her last moments.
Oh, man.
She looks up to him and says, this one has failed. But if the fallen snow, those words are bolded, is melting, then surely the hour of dawn, also bolded, is close at hand. And again, all of this, like, dawn this, like,
yeah.
darkness.
And it isn't her moniker, like, Kiku of the falling snow or fallen snow?
It might be. I'm not entirely sure.
I think it's something like that. When she wears the mask, they're like, oh my god, it's Kiku of, like, the fallen snow or something like that.
Maybe. But the whole, it's not made right, but the thing that doesn't make it hurt so bad is Kinemon reassuring her, no, I'm sure the light of Wano's dawn will shine all the way down in the underworld. Isn't that right, Kanjuro? And turns around and cuts Kanjuro down.
The part that makes the Kiku stuff worse is that we just got the first set of the Wano Viver cards.
Yeah.
And Kiku's straight up just said, like, it implies, but it straight up just says, like, oh, like, she has feelings for Kinemon. Like, she has feelings for Kinemon, and that's, like, that explains when she met Kinemon again. She was like, oh, Master Keen, and she was all over him, like, oh, God, I'm so... Oh, and even this part, like, I fucking hate Kanjuro, but, like, everything they've been through and everything we've been through with Kanjuro, and it's just like, he's like, that's it. If anyone should close the curtains on my act, and we see them, like, it ought to be you. After all, on stage, we were always the best of friends. And he falls down, and, like, without even a moment to rest, the ceiling crashes through, and it's Kaido. Like, he just jumped straight through. And, like, all of this happens, mind you, in, like, probably a matter of seconds. Like, I can't wait to see this moment. This moment is going to ruin me animated, because, like, as soon as Kanjuro dies, literally just crash, Kaido getting up, and immediately just, like, you know, Kinemon yells for them to take Momonosuke and run, and he just... Like, I just, like, want to nervously laugh because I need to cope, but he just raises the club, and he bashes straight down on Kinemon, and all you see is, like, Kinemon is blocking with the two blades. All you see is both of them broken, and the streak of, like, Conqueror's Haki going straight down from the club, and Momonosuke, like, just cries out to Kinemon, and the chapter ends with Onigashima reaches the Wano mainland. And it's like, oh my god.
As sad as I am about Kiku, you know, all that shit, and, you know, Luffy being down, that's rough, but like Kinemon in this last panel, this is really gnarly. Like,
yeah, this is bad.
Like, I don't think he's alive. Like, I don't think there's any way about it.
Yeah, I don't. Like, I feel, I don't know. Somehow, I feel like somehow he has to come back. Greg, y'all know Greg. He's the writer for like the One Piece magazine in Japan or whatever. He was talking about this moment on Twitter, and he was like, he was basically like, oh, like I really liked this moment because like, not because Kiku died, but because like she was one of the ones I thought for sure like could not die.
Yeah.
And I mean, you and me were kind of on that same boat. Like, no, I don't think she like lose an arm, yes, but like I don't think she's gonna like die. And even Kinemon, I was like, no, Kinemon.
Yeah,
you know,
we were like very like stuck on like Kinemon not.
Yeah, he
dying.
keeps saying he's gonna make it. You know, like, oh, like if I die, I die, and we're all just like, haha, yeah, okay. But like, man, what the hell? And especially because like he also brings up, I'm just going through his thread because it was really interesting, because he even brought it up that Izo was there, and to him, like with Whitebeard's death and Marco being present, like Izo having a death at Onigashima, like standing up for what Whitebeard believed in. You know, like Whitebeard like gave his sort of, in Marineford, Whitebeard like, you know, sort of gave his acknowledgement to Luffy. Like he sort of put his bets on Luffy for the new generation. And I don't know, man. It's just, this moment was insane. And like, what he says later is, there's no way Kinemon is done for yet. Even if things wind up very poorly for him, I don't think Oda can resist having him reunite with his wife. Should Kinemon actually die, not just a shadowy scene, but confirmed body of Kinemon with no devil fruit shenanigans, then I have to believe that the Wano festival will indeed call back spirits of the dead at the climax of this arc, because alive or dead, Oda will not leave Wano without giving some sort of closure to that aspect of Kinemon's life. And I'm like, man, like, oh, I want to believe that he's like, okay, because it sort of gets into the whole like, oh, Oda doesn't kill people, and it's like,
but this is kind of like,
yeah, like I want to believe that, like, oh, I want to believe that Kinemon is alive, but like,
this is pretty much like the most graphic One Piece gets.
Yeah, like he is, like, I don't know. And the worst part about it is, I think next chapter, I think it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, no, there.
Because I remember we had talked about it when it came up, but I in some interview, like right as Wano started, Oda was like, "Oh yeah, like it's structured like a kabuki play." And unless I'm misremembering, I remember, I'm pretty sure we talked about it. I remember talking about it, and we found out that, like, I mean, there's more than 3 acts. It's not like a 3-act structure of like a normal, like, you know, Western movie or whatever.
Yeah,
like they have multiple acts.
4,
and
5, like, depends.
Yeah, and I know what, like, as it gets closer and closer to like the climax, I remember like the acts just start getting like insanely like one of the acts I know is supposed to end in like ultimate tragedy, and then like the next ones start, and to me I'm like, oh no, please no.
Because what it is like setup, tense setup, tension, and then release. Cliff Notes version. That's not what they're called, okay? Just that's kind of what they go about. There's like a flow to it, and this is the worst of it. Like,
yeah,
we're probably gonna see some other people succumb in some way. I don't know, man. Shit just looks bad.
It just looks bad. And again, if I can, hey man, pass the copium real quick. if I'm allowed to huff on this copium real quick, again, like another weirdly silver lining to this all is like the speed at which Kaido, like, I mean, because they even said like, oh, Kaido's gonna come and clean up the mess, and like the speed at which he's doing this, to me, it seems like, you know, he has the upper hand right now, but it also seems like a sort of like desperation move, I guess is the best way to put it.
I see what you're getting at. Like,
especially after his moment talking with or talking at Luffy's body before he chucked him off, when he was like, I should have killed you before because now they're going to have hope. And I feel like this is him trying to like trying to overcorrect and like destroy everything. Like, okay, like now there can't be any more hope. Like I have to just completely annihilate them. But I also feel like this is like, story-wise, this is sort of Oda setting up like, yeah, like things look bad, but also this is like the beginning of his downfall, because he already foresaw in the fight against Luffy, like, you know, as bad as things get, like the people will still have hope.
Yeah,
like they're still gonna remember,
especially
the
like
will of Odin,
his whole crew too. They're all still there.
Yeah, it's, oh man, and especially since his crew like turned on him basically. Like I don't know how that's gonna end up, but that's part of what I'm afraid for, because I'm like, oh no, like this might get real bad.
Yeah, I don't think anyone, especially like how they had mentioned that the gifters, not the gifters, the waiters and the pleasures, they have practically no use anymore. Like they might try to, like, you know, not get fucked and just like immediately try to be like, oh, you know, haha, Kaido, I'm sorry. But I don't know if Kaido's gonna accept that.
No, yeah, he did. Like, even if they try to do that, Queen wouldn't accept it. To the ones that are there, like, no, you guys are just like, we don't care about you. But like, yeah, Kaido would like destroy them. It's, oh man, it's wild.
I'm gonna be frank. I don't see Frank. I don't see a way out of this.
Things are looking bad. Oh no, that's a crack theory. That's for the end. I got a crack theory now for the end of the episode.
I'll play you out.
Yeah. I don't got anything else other than this chapter was gnarly. I'm hoping that my prediction is that next chapter, or maybe the chapter after, one of these next chapters is going to be the end of Act 3, I feel.
Yes.
Like, I feel like it's going to ramp up to like a ridiculous, like, well, there is no hope, and then end of Act 3. And man, I really hope that it's either Zunisha, because we don't know what happened to Zunisha. Like, Zunisha took them to Wano, but we don't know if like they got taken halfway there and then took boats, or if Zunisha was just like, oh, hey-oh, like, here we go.
Yeah, that's not really clear, so
yeah,
it might be fucking Zunisha. Who fucking knows, man?
Yeah. But I hope that my theory about this being a way for the, like, Luffy constantly getting blown up by Kaido has to be reflected on his Vivre card, and I'm hoping that this is like the Grand Fleet's way of like the message getting out, like, oh, okay, like, we need to go. Like, this is not good.
You know, at least between when he first got by Kaido and now, like you said, there might be enough time to have somebody arrive there, especially because the Hoppo Navy, they're kind of like Straw Hat crew, like Grand Fleet.
Oh yeah.
And like apparently Hoppo is like pretty close to Wano.
Yeah, they're like, they said that they were like neighbors.
Yeah, that
was the word that was used. I'm sure they're not like, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar, neighbor?
Yeah, but like,
which, by the way, just if I'm allowed a real quick aside.
Oh
like,
God.
Just to get meta for a little bit, who thought up of that scenario? That is such a stupid scenario. I would never go next door and be like, I don't have this cooking ingredient. Can I borrow yours? No.
You can't borrow sugar.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Spit it back up at me? Go away! I'm calling the police. But yes, Hoppo is like, seemingly close by, and they are back from the reverie. Like,
Possibly.
Okay, Neptune and Shirahoshi, like the fishmen, are back from the reverie, and I feel like it would take way longer to get to their neck of the woods than it would to get to Hoppo from Mary Joa.
Yeah, it's here's hoping that the Grand Fleet's there, but what the fuck do we know? This has been Paramecia Fancast. You can find our socials. We're at ParameciaCast on Twitter. That's probably the one we give more attention to. We're Paramecia Fancast literally everywhere else. Our shit goes up every Monday to parameciafancast.libsyn.com. From there, it goes straight to your podcatchers. You don't have to download it unless you want to. But no, it goes straight to your podcatchers, your Google Apples, your Spotify musics, all of those. Every single one. And, if you're looking for something to do, place to be One Piece related, we have a very nice community on our Discord, Paramecia Flower Capital, where we have good discussions about shit going on, about shit in the past, loads of big brains up in our Discord.
Yeah, we always have people that are like finished reading previous chapters, or like they'll go back and remember something. They'll be like, oh, like, do you guys remember this? Like, this is now recontextualized with what we know now. We're like, whoa, like this is sick.
And stuff like that is like always enjoyable to see. So we really appreciate everyone that's joined the Discord so far. Love the community that we have. And I'm pretty sure that's it. That's all the ding dang things.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. Be sure to give us some comment on our podcast on the podcatchers, or just leave us a review. A 5-star. Yeah, leave us a thumbs up, a review, because it really helps.
A lot more than you would think. And like always, it's not just us. If you have a content creator that you really like, commenting does so much more than you would think. More than liking, more than sharing even, because comments seem to be the way to go for these almighty algorithms out here.
And it sounds stupid, and I completely understand, because I'm the type of person, like, I'll rarely respond unless they're like friends of mine on Twitter to like random like creator tweets and stuff. I don't know, because it feels weird to me, and I'm assuming to other people. I can't be alone on this. It feels weird when like a creator tweets something, and then like if I tweet back at them in earnest trying to respond, and it's like, well, there's no way that they're gonna see it. And the same thing on YouTube and like iTunes and stuff. It just seems weird, but at the same time, on the actual content itself, like on a video or like on a podcast, like the reviews and the likes and the comments, like they actually go a long way on the back end of it all. Like it's just really helps out the creator like a lot. The algorithm is hungry
for comments specifically. It really sucks to have to do the whole, like, hit the like button, smash that bell, you know what, baby. But, when it comes to growth, sometimes you hit a certain point where, like, other than, like, getting lucky with the algorithm slot machine, like, there ain't much.
Yeah. It's, social media is a very strange thing, but,
and it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad, but learning how to game the algorithm in order to boost up and help your creators that you really like for absolutely free is a fun way to stick it to the man, I guess.
Yeah. So, Johnny boy, what's your fucking crack theory?
Let me put on the... I realize I don't use the crack theory voice as much.
'Cause it's not that we've stopped doing crack theories. It's just that things have evolved to a point where It is no longer necessary. Literally anything that we could put out there legitimately has the potential of sounding like a crack theory.
Yeah, true. But this one is
So Kaido, breaking down from the ceiling, smashes down on Kinemon and what's that? An invisible screen blocks Kinemon. It's Bartolomeo, and he goes for another swing, but a web stops his claw. It's Doflamingo who broke out of Impel Down.
Okay,
And what's that?
hold
Kinemon touches his face. It's Bon Clay. They've been bamboozled. They bamboozled Kaido.
John, you're cut off. No more copium for you.
you know the scene of Whitebeard hooked up to all the things that's me, but it's all copium.